Here's the deal. In 2020, 97% of people learn about a local company by finding them online first. And 92% of people will pick a business that they found from a local search result. And even more convincing, it's forecasted that by 2021, mobile devices will influence more than $1.4 trillion in local sales. Now that's a lot of sales. So if you're struggling to get visibility from customers using local search, even after you've claimed all your local listings, then you're in the right place. Because today we're gonna solve that problem right now by providing you everything you need to know about local SEO in this video. Keep watching. Hey, I'm Sean with LYFE Marketing, the digital marketing agency that saves businesses from bad marketing and no growth. So I've got a jam-packed video for you today on how to do local SEO. So even if you're just starting out or you're simply struggling to get results, this video can help you cover all your bases and dominate local search. So we'll go ahead and start out by quickly defining what is local SEO. Now there's a lot of technical definitions of local SEO, so I'll make it super easy. Local SEO is the process of optimizing your website to drive more local search traffic. For example, if I search for social media agency in Atlanta, then I get these search results, which includes LYFE Marketing. And below that are your typical organic rankings. So if you're servicing or located in a specific area, then I want you to start thinking about what your potential customers may be searching for. Because it's my goal today to give you some easy to follow tips to help you start ranking on local, start getting some more prospects, and start hitting that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And if you love growth, you love marketing, or you just love business, would you consider taking 2 seconds to subscribe to our channel? It really helps us to continue to bring you valuable videos week after week. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into our 5 steps for local SEO. Step number 1, create and optimize your Google My Business listing. This is the foundation for any local SEO strategy because without it, people will struggle to find you. Hey Sean, where are you? Now setting up a Google My Business account is super easy. All you have to do is go to google.com/business, sign into your account, and then start following the prompts on the page. So the first thing you want to do is click on Manage Now. And then Google will request that you find or manage your business. So if you are a business with multiple locations or franchises, then you can start typing in the name of your brand. We'll type in Pizza Hut just for this example. And as you can see, Google starts to find Pizza Hut restaurants in this particular area. Now, if you're a brand new business, then you want to just go ahead and click on Add Your Business to Google. From here, Google will ask you for your business name, and for this example, we'll just type in Sean's Pizza, which is a made-up business for this example. All right, after that, you want to choose a category that fits your business the best. Now, since we're a pizza restaurant, that likely will be the best category that suits us. So I'm gonna type in pizza restaurant, there we go. You wanna select a category that fits your business the best, not necessarily what your business has. Next question, do you wanna add a location customers can visit, like a store or an office? Now this is really important and especially good for people who don't have a physical location. So maybe you're a photographer, maybe you're a videographer, or maybe you're just a freelance consultant or something like that, and you typically meet with your clients in their office or maybe at a local coffee shop. So you can use this to just say, hey, no, I don't have a location, and Google will still help you to optimize the listing. But obviously, for this example, we're a pizza restaurant and we have a location. And then you'll type in your address. Just for this example, I'll put in LYFE Marketing's address. And then, as you can see, Google is still trying to reconcile what your business may be. Maybe there's a listing already out there. Obviously, these aren't Sean's Pizza, so we'll select none of these. But that's important to know as we go through this video. Now, the next question is, do you also serve customers outside of this location? Now, in this case, we don't, so we only have one address, and we're just gonna say it's in Atlanta. But if you did have a business with multiple locations, then you select yes, and you'll have the option to add more addresses. And then you can add a phone number, which I highly recommend you add, but just for this example, we'll just type in something that is kind of blasé here. All right, and then we have a website. Again, this is really critical. You want to make sure that Google is recognizing your website for your local SEO. So I'm just going to make up a website URL called seanpizza.com. Then we'll hit finish. Now Google is going to need to verify this listing by sending a confirmed piece of mail where you need to confirm a code back to Google. So as you can see, Google is saying, hey, do you guys want a postcard? And then we also have some other options, but for now, we'll just say I'll verify this later since we're just going through this for examples. You want to obviously go ahead and open or add your business hours here, what time you guys are open. I'm just going to hit 24 hours just for the sake of this example, and then we'll hit save. But you want to make sure you're giving Google as much information as possible. You want to fill out a business description. If you can, try to add 750 characters. You want to add pictures of your menus and stuff like that. All this stuff is going to help Google to optimize your listing. All right. Now, in addition to that, you want to continue to provide Google with information. So there's an info section here on the left where you can add additional information like phone number, highlights, attributes, amenities, different labels. All this stuff, you guys, are going to help you to start ranking on Google. And also recently, with all the craziness going on in the world, you can start adding certain updates about what's going on with your business that will also help you stay relevant and send a signal to Google that your business is up to date. So I hope this was helpful. Let's move on to our next step. After your Google listing is live and optimized for local SEO, then you can move on to step number 2. Do some local keyword research. Now you're probably already thinking about some obvious keywords you want to rank for, like if you serve pizza, then you want to rank for pizza near me and your brand name. You should also look to answer questions related to your search. So if someone is wondering what kind of pizza you serve, you may want to optimize for your brand name and the keyword menu. Or if someone is looking to reserve a table at your establishment, then you may want to rank for your brand name and the keyword reservation. The key here is to think ahead about what questions your potential customers may have and then optimize for it. After your brand is optimized for local SEO, then you want to start doing some research on some new keywords and opportunities. The first thing you might want to do is take a look at the competition. So I want you to go to Google and type in pizza near me. You'll get a list of different rankings and URLs. After that, I want you to use a tool like SEMrush to identify which keywords those URLs are ranking for. Which, if you're not familiar with SEMrush, then I'll put a link in the description below so you can check them out. So you want to take your local competitors' URLs and plug them into SEMrush. This will break down their keywords, their rankings, some backlinks, and even some of their paid ads. The best approach is to repeat this process again and again for your top 3 or 4 competitors, then run a new search with the keywords that you've already identified. Doing this exercise will give you a comprehensive understanding about your local searches in the competition. Local keywords. The time has come to go to battle with our local SEO strategies. We will fight with honor using our white hat strategies. On my word, charge! Okay, let's move on to step number 3, on-page technical SEO. Now, if you're not familiar with on-page SEO yet, don't worry, we have a video breaking it all down, which I'll link here. But as a quick summary, on-page SEO is the process that helps your website talk with search engines. So your website needs certain elements on it so that Google knows what the site is all about. That way Google is able to categorize how your website should be ranked. So we're going to take a look at what are some of the most important elements for on-page tactics when it comes to local SEO. First off, you need to make sure your website is mobile friendly. This is especially important because 78% of local-based mobile searches result in an offline purchase. So in other words, people who run a local search are extremely qualified. It's kind of like they're already at your shop, standing in line, and they're just waiting to be served. You can use Google's mobile-friendly tool test. Just enter your URL and Google will tell you if your page is mobile-friendly or not. It can also provide some quick and easy suggestions to change. Now the next big tip is to integrate a map with your business location on your web page. This can help Google easily reconcile your website with your Google My Business listing, which should give your on-page SEO a big time boost. To do this, simply go to embedgooglemap.net, type in your address, determine the dimensions of your map, and then get the HTML code to embed. Lastly, all the normal rules of on-page SEO still apply. You want to use H1 tags, meta descriptions, alt tags with your keywords. Now Yoast makes it super easy to do on-page optimization for WordPress sites. All you have to do is enter the keywords and follow the steps that they outline for you. Now, all of these factors help Google understand your website, but you still may get outranked by your competitors. That's why you need step number 4, off-page SEO. So now that Google knows about your website, it has to decide where it wants to rank it amongst all the competition. Because there can be hundreds or even thousands of websites that fit the same category as you. Search engines like Google uses off-page signals to determine what is called domain authority. Domain authority is simply the score most marketing experts use to determine how strong your website is. For example, in SEMrush, you can check your domain score in comparison with your competitors just to give you an idea of how much work you need to do. The best way to increase your domain score for local SEO are with citations and backlinks. Citations are directory listings on sites like Yelp, Facebook, or Yellow Pages. This can help show search engines like Google that your business is credible and active. The second, and arguably one of the most important factors, are backlinks. And since we're talking about local SEO, ideally, local backlinks. When a very high domain authority website links to your website, it can dramatically boost your domain authority because it shows that your website is credible. It's kind of like hanging out with a celebrity. If you're hanging out with a celebrity, it can signal to other people, well, you must be important as well. So how do you get backlinks? Well, you want to figure out how to provide value to their audience. If you're a pizzeria, then perhaps you can reach out to a chef's blog about how you cook your pizzas at perfect temperature. But reaching out can be a lot like cold calling, so it's not our favorite approach to start out with. Instead, we recommend that you start blogging. When you start blogging and writing great content using SEO best practices, then you'll start getting some inbound traffic. And because your content is so good, people will want to naturally link to you to share your credibility. And most people will cite you as a source and leave you a link. So it's a win-win approach. You start getting more traffic and you start getting some backlinks. Now there is a dark side of backlinks. If you are getting low quality backlinks from spammy websites, they won't only hurt your website, but they can get you completely delisted from Google. That's why it's important to focus on white hat strategies like earning PR or giving away good content. All right, let's go ahead and move on to step number 5, keep your listings updated. This one is pretty straightforward. Remember from earlier, we talked about how Google uses listings, citations, and your website to categorize your locality. So if you make a change, say you change your phone number or you move to a new location, remember to update all your listings, because if you fail to do so, then Google will have a hard time reconciling all the different directories and decrease your domain authority. So do your best to stay organized and stay on top of all your listings. All right, now since you made it this far, I got a bonus tip for you. Step number 6, build for engagement. Remember, the biggest competition in local SEO are the people who are on top. So your goal should be to take what they are doing and do it even better. So we recommend you build for engagement. We are starting to see Google using engagement as a ranking factor. These engagement signals are stuff like time on site, bounce rate, and click-through rate. Now, if you're not sure what click-through rate is, then I'll link a video up above about what is click-through rate. Now, you can also use Google Analytics to measure what your engagement metrics are. So I want you to take a close look at what your competitors have on their page and try to be even better at it. One easy way to increase your engagement is to add a video on your page. But if your competitor has a video, then your video needs to be even more polished and perhaps a little bit longer. So keep this bonus tip in mind as you're creating your local SEO strategy. So in conclusion, local SEO is a no-brainer if you're competing locally because there's less people to compete with than there are on a national scale with SEO. However, local SEO usually means lower search volume, and if you can, a nationwide approach has way more upside. And wow, look at this, you made it to the end of this video. So you might as well go ahead and subscribe so you can keep watching the videos that we're creating to help save the world from bad marketing. I'm Sean, and it was a pleasure to have you watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.